Pre-snap motion from the offense. And now the running back's got it again. But only a 1-yard gain, so it's 3rd and 9.
That's just not a whole lot of options here for this quarterback on the RPO. The defense, give them credit. They did a nice job of sniffing it out. I wouldn't be surprised if the quarterback is second-guessing that decision of giving it to the back instead of pulling that and either running it himself or maybe making a nice throw.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Dives to make the grab for a huge gain.
That is great arm strength and accuracy by this quarterback. And let's not forget the wide receiver's job of bringing it in for that big gain.
Okay, ready?
1st down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? The shotgun running play call. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
Operating from the pistol. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense. Almost anticipating this play. They're in position to bring him down for a loss.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. And he'll set up to throw. Looking right. This one caught. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the 1st.
But it's another completion by this quarterback. Another great gain and a 1st down, and already over 30 yards through the air. This quarterback is in a zone here to start this game.
This line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Delivers from the pocket, complete over the middle. Brought down after the catch, but at the 8-yard line. The offense threatening here.
Man-to-man coverage. You run the drag route. You prefer to get the ball downfield, but the matchup called for at least some positive yards underneath, and he makes a nice throw.
Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Looking to throw again. Pass caught. Can he get in? You come out in the playoff game, Kirk. No signs of rust for the offense immediately.
Yeah, no jitters at all. After the layoff, I wondered how they might be able to come out and communicate, and they actually just the rhythm to the offense, but they did not hesitate. They set the tone early. Now they got themselves a lead.
They'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. PAT is good, so it's 7-0. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. Fields it just outside the goal line. And they've got the returner corralled.
At the 14, and the offense will take over. 1st and 10.
Big guys up front lined up. It's 1st down. He'll hand it off. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7. Offense right to the line, playing with tempo now. They'll run it here. Catch made, but the defense gobbles him up for just a short gain.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
Interesting play call here. 3rd and short inside their own 20. They'll want to get this drive going, or a punt could give the opponents excellent field position. The pocket breaking down. They've got him to sack for the defense. So on their first drive of the game, they'll go for it in their own territory. Needs a completion here on 4th down. Finds his man, has the first down. Tackle made after a solid game. They'll spot the ball to 31.
Well, Chris, here's an example of what we always talk about. On 4th down, the receiver's got to run a route beyond the sticks. Great awareness to know exactly where he is. Quarterback makes the throw. Receiver gets hit, but he's beyond the sticks for the first down.
First down here for this offense. They'll try the option play here. The back's got him on the pitch.
Brings up 2nd down.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Same tailback, another carry. And the runner brought down right at the 38-yard line.
It's not a huge gain here, but if you add up multiple runs like that throughout the course of a game, by the 4th quarter, you're going to start to see that affect the defense.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. Takes it out to the 44. That's good for a first down. Backs lined up on either side of the quarterback. Looking to throw it on first down. Catch made on the out route. And he heads out of bounds after gaining a few yards.
Well, if you're not careful as a quarterback, this is the kind of route that defensive back wants to jump and get in front of for an interception and maybe a touchdown going the other way. But this time, the receiver runs it well, brings it in, and then gets out of bounds.
Offense sets up for play number 8 on this drive. Keeping it on the ground here. And he'll get the first down yards before they finally bring him down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football. And now it's second down.
It has been a tough first half in this playoff game for this offense. They cannot get anything going through the air. Not only are they down the scoreboard, but there's really nothing to build around as we get ready to go into the second half.
Incomplete. Second down coming up. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a design run. Just a 4-yard gain, so it sets up 3rd and 6. Offense in a split backfield now. Linebackers making some adjustments now. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Not able to connect, incomplete.
Well, this defense has been incredible all year long, and they continue to be that way in the postseason. Just getting after this offense, whether it's putting pressure on the quarterback, great coverage downfield. Right now, they are dominating this game.
Can they keep this drive going? It's 4th down and 6. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. But it's incomplete. The defense makes a huge 4th down stop.
Oh, Oh, my gosh, a drop pass here on this fourth down play. Everything was perfect. The execution is there. The route is nice. The ball is on the money. All he has to do is catch it, and it's a first down, and he drops it. This one could come back to haunt him.
Receiver makes the grab. Defense makes the stop after a 5-yard gain, so 2nd and 5.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. You take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
The pass rush closing in. Oh, and he doesn't hang on off the deflection there. He's going to bring up a 3rd down play.
Chris, it's funny. I think this quarterback underestimated the athletic ability of this linebacker. He sees zone right away. He's thinking he's got some underneath windows and opportunities to get the ball to his skill guys. But this linebacker steps in front of him, makes a heck of a play.
Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Brought down to the 46, good enough for a first down.
I love this unconventional call by the offensive coordinator. 3rd and medium, a lot of times you're thinking about throwing the football, but instead they're able to run the ball with great execution, and they pick up the first down.
Just a small gain. Looking at 2nd and 9.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
Makes a quick grab. They make the tackle, but that's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 34.
Boy, another positive gain for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show how dangerous he is when he has time to throw. The defensive coordinator's got to change up his looks, maybe bring in the blitz, anything they can do to get this quarterback out of this rhythm.
They've got him, but he picks up 8 yards. Sets up a nice 2nd and 2.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
That one falls incomplete. Looking for a flag, doesn't get it. Brings up 3rd down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
Try and muscle for the first down. That's a good effort on the run, but the defense stops him just short of the marker. 4th down now. So no hesitation by the coach. The offense is out there to go for it here. And he's throwing for it on 4th down. Contact as he threw it. Finds his receiver. That's enough for the first down. Ball carrier tackled at the 2. A solid gain on that completion. It's the 2-minute warning of this close, competitive first half. Fresh set of downs. 1st and goal. And they're trying to punch it in here. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. Coming up, 2nd down and goal. Keep it on the ground, trying to power in for the touchdown. So still early, but this offense beginning to build momentum and build the lead now.
As we've seen over the years, Chris, good teams know how to use the first quarter to establish the lead, the second quarter to increase the lead, and the final half just to hold on to it. They're following that blueprint perfectly, widening the distance between them and their opponent before they even get to the locker rooms.
And the extra point is missed. Getting set to kick the ball off now.
Set to kick this one away.
So it'll be a touchback. Ball spotted at the 25. So here we go. First play of the drive, under 2 minutes before halftime. Here comes a first down pass attempt. And it's incomplete. Even in a first down throw, he was under some heavy pressure. Completion makes it second down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. And he's out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays. But the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
In the third and short, they'll try to throw for it. And that pass is hauled in over the middle. Tackle is made, but that's good for a first down at the 47. A new set of downs after that completion. And looking to throw now on first down. Looks over the middle, and that's complete.
Boy, a great slant by the receiver. What I love is the quarterback found the window that he wanted to make the accurate throw.
That completion makes it second and medium. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Receiver makes the catch, and he's tackled after the catch.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a first down, but instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
Third down upcoming after that completion. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. Tackle made, but a strong arm throw by the senior quarterback.
Now we're starting to see this offense look like they've looked all year long. Listen, to be able to get to a playoff opportunity, your offense has got to be able to show an ability to hit throws like this on third down. They hit it, they keep the drive alive. Now they have a chance to put points on the board.
It's a 2-yard gain. Second and 8 coming up. The offense with 5 receivers now, empty backfield. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Snags a quick throw. And he'll head out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for a first down.
Always have to be careful on the sideline not to step out accidentally. The wide receiver does a good job here on the route to bring the ball in while on a tightrope.
He's moving out of the pocket now. And left with no option, just has to throw it away.
Man, I like this play. I mean, not only is it the right play, throwing it away like that, but given that he had no other option, he just did what he's supposed to do to survive and get ready for this next down.
He'll look to throw it here on second down. Fires it to the wideout. Pass ball is incomplete. There was a lot of contact. No penalty. Brings up third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Receiver in motion now. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That kind of execution, a long drive, that's why this team made it to the college football playoff.
That's exactly right. Being able to mix in the run with the pass, picking up first downs, and eventually coming up with the touchdown. That is a tough thing to do, and they made it look easy.
Extra point makes it a 6-point game, 13-7. So an important touchdown just before halftime. Not much time for the opposing offense to try to answer before the break. Returner decides to field it. Hard running through a tackle. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start.
Will take over. First and 10.
The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it down to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. And they'll kick it away now to get this third quarter underway. And that kick will just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start at the 25. Makes their way on the field. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. And the defense smothers him for no gain. Second down play coming up for this offense. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. He's looking to scramble. The junior able to bring him down quickly. The offense now facing a third and long from the 26. Got to avoid a mistake here. Dropping back. We're going to throw for the first down. The pass is off target. He got hit as he threw as the third down pressure worked.
Great job by this defense once again on that third down, and now we get to fourth down. And you start to think about things here as we get in the second half, Chris. You go for it, you make it, everybody's happy. If you go for it on fourth down and you don't get it, now you're giving your opponent the football in pretty good field position.
They will go for it again here on fourth down. They are 1 for 2 so far today. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Incomplete, a huge fourth down stand by this defense.
Well, I think they're going to end up regretting going for this one, Chris. I wouldn't have gone for it. What's wrong with punting it away? And again, I get being aggressive, but you got to be smart on when to go for it and when to punt.
Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. It's a shotgun run call. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
That's a great play all around by this defense. Your first-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the second and third-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. He's got it for a big gain. Tackle made quickly after the catch, but moves the ball to the 12, a red zone opportunity.
Well, you could tell the quarterback knew exactly what he wanted to do with the football. He was going to that in route no matter what. He hits it for a nice gain.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. And the pressure gets home. It's a sack.
Well, I love this defense and how they're playing some man coverage. And let's face it, when you do that, it's a bit risky. You can leave your defensive backs out there on islands, but the good combination of good coverage with a good pressure on the quarterback, and you come up with sacks like this.
That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. From the pocket, delivers over the middle, and they get him down after the completion.
Well, that's pretty good coverage here by this defense. Not much of a window to throw this ball into, but the quarterback's accuracy and the size of the tight end picks up a nice gain.
On third down, he drops to throw. Defense is coming after him. He's going to be brought down by that ferocious pass rush. Nice sack.
Now they put that nickel defense, and I think that's the right call. You get more speed to be able to cover for those 5 defensive backs. It also allows that defensive line with that good coverage to get after the quarterback, as we see here.
And that is no good. The lead remains 6 after the miss.
Boy, this guy's usually more reliable than this. I thought that was going to be an easy field goal in 3 points, but instead, he misses, so you walk away with nothing.
Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Ball handed off. That gain moves the ball out near the 25. Gain makes it second and medium. He'll hand it off. You get him down, but that's a nice play. Moves the ball to the 33. It's a 1st and 10 play coming up for the offense. And now the handoff. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
Just love watching this back run. He gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice, solid gain.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Movement at the 2nd level of the defense now. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. And the play is good enough for a 1st down. They'll move the ball to the 44.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
1st down and 10. Now they'll switch it up, looking to throw the ball here. He bought some time, now lets it go. It's complete on the crossing route. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
Boy, great recognition here by the quarterback, recognizing zone defense. Initially didn't have anybody open, but I love he's able to show that he's got enough athletic ability to get outside of the pocket and be able to make that nice throw for a big 1st down.
They bring him down, but that gain moves the ball all the way to the 31.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on 1st down.
Strong run keeps the drive going. 1st down now. Off the play fake, looking to throw. Caught behind the line. It's low. Look at the big man rumbling there. That's a nice pickup after the catch, Kurt.
It's unbelievable how athletic this guy is at that size to be able to not just only catch the football, but then what he does after he's able to catch the ball shows you the speed and how nimble he is. Really impressed by what this young man offers this offense.
The completion makes it 2nd and short. Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. They bring him down just short of the marker, inches away from the 1st down. So now it's 3rd and short from the 21 as this defense tries to make a stand and force a field goal attempt or a 4th down stop. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what that's about. The offense will obviously decline that penalty and take the result of the play. New set of downs for the offense. 1st and 10. Ball handed off. So with playoff pressure, Kirk, the offense executes a long, grinding, methodical drive.
You know, the thing I've loved about this offense all year long is their ability to either hit the big play or not have to rely on that. Like this, they're able to sustain a drive and still come up with points and get a touchdown.
They knock through the PAT and go on top 14-13. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. So no return here. He takes a knee in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. The offense will take their first time out of the half to talk strategy here.
Timeout called by the offense.
1st down play call. How aggressive will it be? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Makes a quick catch. Defense stops him short of the 1st down marker, and that'll do it with a 3rd quarter play. Offense getting set for a second down here to begin the quarter. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. It's pulled in, completion on a diving catch.
Well, we saw a lot of this in the first half. They go right back to him again, and we can see the second half, that same trend continuing. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm rolling my coverage. Get a corner up in his face and put a safety back behind him. Some kind of double coverage to slow this guy down.
Quarterback appears to be changing the play. First down, looking to throw the ball. It's an out route, the catch made. Tackle, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? They'll try the ground game here with the running back.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Quarterback will throw this out of the RPO. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice gain. Love to see the big man get his touches.
How much can they pick up on third down? Try a field goal from here would be 57 yards. They're going to run it here. Finds room at the 30. Tackled at the 28. This offense threatening now. Another first down.
Well, Chris, to me, the defense looks like they're dropping back in zone coverage, worried about a pass play here on third down. Instead, the offense elects to run the ball, catches them off guard, and it's good enough for a first down.
Fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And there's the handoff. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8. And we've reached the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to steal a late-game comeback victory. Now it's 2nd down here. From the shotgun, drops back, looking for an open man. Receiver looks it in. It's complete.
That is just an outstanding job by this quarterback. With the game on the line, he finds the matchup with his go-to receiver, makes a perfect throw here to the receiver, and they score late to take the lead.
Cooked up for this 2-point conversion attempt. We'll try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. And he makes it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That makes it a touchdown lead. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. Here comes the offense, hoping to get a drive going. The linebacker shifting around now. That's a design quarterback keeper. Gain of 2 yards. Now it's 2nd down and 8.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
Second down play coming up. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. Running out of time in the pocket. Can't get it away. The defense has got him. What a huge stop at this stage of the game. They crank up the tempo here for this important third down play. Quarterback drops back. Looks to the left for a quick throw. Pass is caught right near the sideline. What a catch. Does get the foot down.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. He's running out of time here. He'll be taken down. The defense rises up for the sack in a crucial moment. They'll crank up the tempo here on 2nd down. The time is running out. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. Finds a man to the left. Big catch downfield. Tackle finally made, but it's a huge gain. They'll spot it at the 34th.
It's really good timing here between the quarterback and the receiver. And how about the receiver downfield? Does a nice job of finding that open space in the zone of the defense. And as a defense, you're just basically throwing your hands up in the air because they had that covered relatively well. Just a good play call and good execution.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. There's the handoff. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a 1st down.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some.
Got space, looking to score.
And, Chris, how often do we see it? When the game's on the line, it's about the line of scrimmage. This offensive line does their job. The running back gets in for this game-tying touchdown, and now you're an extra point away from taking the lead.
You still need this extra point at the top. And that PAT gives us a tie ball game here in the final quarter. Now they get set to kick it away. And he'll take a knee here, not wanting to spend time on a return. They'll start at the 25. This line getting set up. It's a 1st down play. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. And he's going to float this one to the right side. Oh, and he's got it. Big gain inside the 25.
Just a great call here by the offensive coordinator. The quarterback does a good job of recognizing the matchup that he wants. Puts the ball up and away from the defender where the receiver can run underneath it for a big gain.
Big guys up front lined up. It's 1st down. And here's the handoff. The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8.
Positive yards at this point in the game are always important, especially now that you're starting to get well within the range of a field goal to take the lead. But if I'm this offensive coordinator and quarterback, I'm thinking about a touchdown here late in the game.
Crucial red zone play coming up. Well, wasn't alert enough, didn't get the play off. That'll cost him 5 yards. Quarterback unaware of the play clock. That'll cost them 5. So they'll settle for a field goal attempt here. So here we go. They'll spot the ball at the 25. It's a 42-yard attempt for the win. And they stop the clock with a timeout, 9 seconds remaining. So the coach will decide to settle for 3 points here. Out comes the field goal unit. So here we go. They'll spot the ball at the 25. It's a 42-yard attempt for the win. The field goal is good. And they've regained the lead.
Oh, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
After the late field goal, they'll kick it away. The offense a chance to tie it up if they can get in the field goal position quickly. And with time a factor here late in the game, he'll just take a knee and they'll start the drive at the 25. They need to score quickly here, trying to dial up some big plays. First down, we're going to throw the football. Got him for a sack, a big play made by one of the senior leaders of this defense. And a timeout is taken, just 3 seconds left, time for one last play. You've got to get points quickly here, looking for explosive plays right now. Looking to pass here on second down. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Last gasp falls incomplete, and that'll do it for the game. Well, that's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically, and they get one more hurdle to see if they can become the national champs.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. From Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.